Welcome to today's program on Updates with Rookie. We bring you another interesting episode. Today we have with me Chioma Akpotha, one of the Nollywood well-known faces in Nigeria and I believe in West Africa. We're going to the world as well. Welcome to the program, Chioma.
Thank you.
How is it going, being a mom and actually having a kind of career?
Fine, we're alive, we're kicking, and it's not been easy, but we just get by.
Right.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the industry now, if I may ask?
Officially 18 years.
18 years, wow.
Yeah.
So you were not married, you were single then?
Yes, I was
when you
single
started.
then when I started.
And then now you're married with 2 kids.
Yes.
Well, what does your partner or your husband feel about this?
Luckily for me, I knew him before I got into the industry. So there was some sort of understanding and some sort of support. So it was very easy and quite encouraging to see, to say the least, yeah. So.
Okay. So what would you say to women out there? Because some people believe that once you start a family, everything else has to stop, especially your job, your career has to stop. And some believes that if you're in a career you enjoy, you're in a field you enjoy, if you really want to make something out of it, you have to pause on family.
Yeah, you don't have to pause, you don't have to stop, but you can slow down.
Right.
Yeah, you can slow down. By that I mean you can juggle both, but not with the same speed with which you face your career single-handedly. So you can be a mom and you can work as well, but you have to slow down. Right. So that there can be a balance. I find colleagues of mine saying it's really difficult. I have to take a break. I have to stop acting for a while and all of that. Yes, it works, but you find out that when you come back, you're like struggling to catch up. So I tell them that you don't have to take a long break. You can take a very short break, then come back immediately so you can catch up and you don't get left behind. It's a difficult place to be, but
especially in the Nigerian industry
but
as well.
We're women, we multitask, so it's easy for us to do that. I don't know about the men, but yes.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. We're really good at multitasking.
Yes.
A man would want to finish one thing
before the other, but we can, have hands everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so in terms of your acting career, you're known as they call you, the virgin face.
Oh goodness! I was hoping you would
the
say that.
The virgin of Nollywood.
Yes.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's because most of the roles I take on are roles that are highly emotional and the quote unquote the good girl.
Are you really a good girl though?
Yes, I am. I think I am. People say I am, so I have to believe that I am a good girl. So most of the roles I take on are like, girl that doesn't do the bad thing, the one that stays faithful to her husband, even if he's a cheating husband, even if he's maltreating her, and all of that. But that has changed.
All right, really?
Because I think what they did was put me in a box.
Okay.
So it wasn't easy for me to be versatile as an actor. So as a producer now, I write my own scripts. I take on roles that I want to, I want people to know that, okay, Chioma can do something different from this. It doesn't change who Chioma is as a person, but
you can play other roles.
Yes, I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then again, it seemed like you don't seem to do a lot of like sexual role, kissing, hugging and stuff like that. Is there any particular reason why, or have you recently started doing that?
Yes. Let me clarify that. It was my choice because I'm a very finicky kind of person. I don't easily, but it has to come with the job. So I don't do that in the,
real sense of it.
In the real sense of it, but I get around it.
Right.
Do you understand? My focus is what am I telling the people? What are they watching? What lesson do you want to
with the job?
It does come with the job, but my focus is the lesson that has to be learned in the film. But there's some directors you come across and no, if you're not going to bring it on, Chioma, I am not going to take that. Or I have done a couple that didn't quite sit well with me, and the husband, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it's because you're married that you're not able to do that?
No, I've always been like that, but I had to make myself understand that, Chioma, this is a job. This is what you have to do. If you have to do it to, portray the character in that light where the director wants the total picture.
I mean, the reason why I asked that question is the fact that you said that you met your husband before you actually got into. So is that some sort of something that you've both talked about, and you knew that he probably doesn't like something like that, and you're trying to save your relationship?
Yes,
in a way.
To an extent, but I had to tell him that, look, it's a job. I have to do my job, or else you don't want me to, continue with what I'm doing. But he says, I give you my blessings, but please remember that there's someone who's jealous and sitting at home with me. So I try to be moderate with those kind of
roles.
Yeah, roles.
So if you get a role today that you have to kiss, you have to smoosh, would you do it?
Sister, if the money's all right, yes, I'll have to tell the husband, look at this money. Will you let it slide like that? We can't understand, let's speak with the director, maybe there's a way.
They can corner it out.
Exactly.
Cool.
But I think, thank God I have an understanding husband, so if it comes to that, I believe he will let me.
So you said you got 2 kids, right?
Yes,
a boy and a girl.
Yes.
How are you handling them? Because on this program, what we try to do is inspire the audience, particularly young families. Because like I said from the start of the program, there's some people that believes that once you start having kids, you have to stop. Or you have to choose one or the other. So, but how have you managed it?
It gets difficult by the day, but we get stronger and tougher.
Like when your kids were little?
When they were little, it was my mom, may her soul continue to rest, had made herself available at all. As in, she was with me for almost a year. When I said, because I had my son 1 year and my daughter the next year. So it was like, and I was still trying to nurse the children, take care of the home front, and still manage my career. So it was a little too much at that time, but my mom was available, and I had an au pair at home to, help take care of that. Then my husband was so amazing. He's still amazing. He steps in when he needs to be, there. But it was a whole new world for me at that time. But I had to learn on the job. My mom had to, bring me abreast with how she managed 6 children when she was having children. So it was, and she had a restaurant, so she had to, juggle that.
Well. But what about now that your mom is not there anymore?
Yeah, the children are grown, but it gets tougher because they make you feel guilty for going to work.
True.
Yeah, they make you want to be at home and all. At all, they're so demanding. Unlike when they were younger, they're like, please take care of them, I have to run and all of that. But now, do you have to go? You've not been at home. You didn't come for my recital. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. I'm like, okay, I'll just sit at home. I'll have to plead for them to push the job. I'll just.
You just have to.
Have to
give
choose.
sometimes.
Yeah, something has to give. But in the midst of it all, you learn how to, manage. You have to appeal to the emotions and say, okay, mommy has to work. If mommy doesn't work, this will happen. Daddy has to go to work. You have to understand. When you grow a little older, you understand that we're actually doing it for you.
Do you think this generation of parents, like our generation of parents, our style of parenting, do you think is kind of like different now? Those days, parents would scream at you and shout at you like, no, I'm telling you that I have to go. You just sit there.
It's like black and white. It's different. My mom, when I went to a boarding school, in secondary school, she just, she dropped me off at my aunt's place 2 weeks before time. So every day I cried myself to sleep. I was always hoping that, okay, when someone opens the door, it's my mom, she's come back and all of that. But she didn't. She left me all to myself. And there was no prepping whatsoever. Like, I'm going into a whole new world with you and the world and all of that. No. But now with my son, I had to prep him. I dropped him off. I had to talk to him. We have access to them. We can call on. No, there was no access. If you write, if the postman gets your letter to your parents before school closes, fine. If you don't, you're on your own. You know, so it's a lot more different than those days. And well, I think I prefer those days to now.
Do you Skype with your kids as well? So
yes,
like
I do.
Video calls.
I call them on WhatsApp. Yes, very helpful.
Because I do that as
well. Yes, we chat on WhatsApp. We call. We do Skype calls. If I have to be outside the country, I call all the time. I have to call. I just have to call because they're more emotional than we used to be. We had to toughen up. Yes. But they really have to understand why daddy is not available, why mommy is not available, why mommy keeps traveling all the time. Why can't she just have a stable job where she goes and comes back at night, you know? Yes. Or does she have to stay 2 weeks away from us and all of that? So I have to keep talking to them all the time. And that's why, you know, coming on board Audrey Park was just an awesome opportunity because it empowers the woman to understand her stance, understand where she can come in financially, where she can help herself. You empower her to know how to and what to do when she starts having children and still has to deliver at work.
Right. So tell me more about Audrey Park is now, you're doing something on Moms at Work. How does that link up with?
Okay, so Audrey Park is an NGO. We supply goodies. I call them goodies to moms. You know, to encourage them to go to the hospital, stay healthy, go to the hospital, have their children, stay healthy.
Well, you'll agree with me though that it's not everyone that can afford to go to the hospital.
Yes, that's why we have these packs for them. They're called starter packs. Right. You go to the hospital, have your children. We still have supporting packs afterwards. You know, postnatal packs for them. And Audrey Park has been able to reach 4 million women over the years. And in those, in the course of doing this for several years now, we discovered that there's still a pack of women that we need to reach. In as much as some of them do not know how, especially the rural ones, they're the ones that, people like us, you and I, that don't know how to juggle home and work at the same time. So that's how we linked Audrey Park to Moms at Work. It's like a branch of the main tree, and we're trying to reach them, to encourage them, to tell them they're not alone, that if I can do it, if you, Ricky, you have 4 kids, I mean, and you have your youngest is 14 months, I hear. So if you can do it, Jane can do it, Kike can do it, Norma can do it, anyone can do it, So that's how.
Right, brilliant. So Moms at Work then, is it a foundation? Is it, what exactly is it about?
Okay, Moms at Work is a social development initiative from Audrey Park where we empower those women that don't know how to position themselves financially, how to position themselves at work, not to, lose out on what they're, just how to juggle life and just be there at the forefront without losing out on being the super moms they are at home. So that's what it is.
I heard you've got a program coming up. So.
Yes, we have a 2-day symposium on the 9th of November and on the 10th of November as well, where stakeholders come to speak to these women and empower them.
But though, I mean, most of these women that would need something like this, we're saying they're in the rural areas and things like that, they're not going to be able to make it to that event, will they?
They will, because like I said, Audrey Park has on their platform over 4 million women. So there's we have a way of reaching these women, and so it's not something that will be difficult, because I know they have to register through the platform. We register them and they come for the event. Those who do not have the wherewithal to transport themselves, Audrey Park will provide transportation for them to come and be part of the symposium.
Okay, so if you were to tell us who Chioma is in just one single sentence, what would you say?
This is me.
Really? That's
it.
This is me.
Yeah, so that's me. I'm friendly. I'm comfortable with people around me. I don't go overboard. I'm me. I just I'm just me.
Right,
I mean, there's no air around me. It's just, I'm just normal,
Right, so what is there anything new we should be looking forward to getting from Chioma?
Okay, yes, aside
Moms at Work,
Audrey Park. Yeah, and Moms at Work. I have my own program initiative, a masterclass for actors and aspiring actors and some who are already actors as well.
Right.
So it's a platform where I educate those ones who are already actors and those who aspire to be actors. I think from that program they will have to learn. If the ones that are aspiring will have to learn, we'll have to find out if they're sure this is what they want to do, or they want to be behind the camera or somewhere else.
And that brings us to the end of today's program on Updates with Rookie. We look forward to seeing you again next week.